Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. Welcome to the Pageant Talk Hub, whereby today we want to talk about the issues that are surrounding us on every day. Earlier on, we discussed an issue regarding the security of your credit card and your debit card. Today, I want to go a little bit deeper and talk about how secure are you, especially in the digital space. Do you think you are safe in your digital space? If you think you're safe, then give me a comment down there in the comment section. Now, today I want to talk about something in regards to social engineering, which is an aspect in which deals with the manipulation. Is a technique that is being used by various individuals in the digital space, including the hackers, with the aim of making you provide information about yourself. And when it deals, remember, every security to be breached, it means a given link has to be given away from you. And when that happens, it means you played part on it. I don't know if you're sure that there is a part you've played in giving out your own information, because in every social network or every social platform that you join, you leave what we call as a digital fingerprint. Do you think so? Okay. You'll be able to realize that we give a lot of information in our digital space through the images we share, the videos, the posts we make, and there are individuals who are just there monitoring, watching you and everything you share. Remember, everything you share leaves out a digital fingerprint, including the metadata. If it's an image you share, it gives out a metadata. The metadata provide the information of your location, your home, your neighborhood, what you're doing at a given time, your social well-being, and so on and so forth. Now, for you to be able to understand this aspect of social engineering, actually, what do you think is it? Social engineering is a psychological manipulation of people to perform actions or divulge confidential information. Look at that. It is a psychological manipulation of individuals so that they share their information. In other words, someone is seated somewhere trying to manipulate you psychologically so that you can be able to make a decision which is likely to be irrational decision. And in the world of cybersecurity, you realize that this is something that you have to be aware of. You need to be aware of it. Now, if I can go a little bit deeper, there's what we call as the psychological vulnerability. What are psychological vulnerability? When we look at them, we have various versions of it, whereby the first one we call it the cognitive bias. The cognitive bias is whereby it is a mental shortcut and a bias that influences decision making, such as authority bias, confirmation bias, and something like social proof. This is, we call it the cognitive bias. Then we have what we call as the emotional. We have what we call as the emotional trigger. This emotional trigger triggers something known as we have fear, we have greed, curiosity, and urgency that can override irrational thinking. So all this, they're there to hunt you down. Then we have what we call as the social pressure, which is the desire to confirm, help others, and maintain social relationship. So it is a social pressure, something that like it's a kind of a lifestyle you want to show out there, the social pressure. Then we have also what we call as person. Okay, I'm checking something. Just a minute. There is, let me check. Okay, sorry guys, I had to check on my cameras and my audio to check that everything is okay. Now, as I was saying, we were looking at the first factor, which was psychological vulnerability, and the human factors was the first one actually. Then the second one is what we call as the organizational factor. This is a thing that revolves around a given organization, whereby we have what we call as the hierarchical authority. That is, you remember in every organization, we tend to respect the hierarchy or those in authority. So respect for authority figures that can be impersonated or are leveraged, meaning someone can be able to pretend to be someone in high authority in order to be able to create a vulnerability within you and either fetch information from you or steal from you without you knowing. Then we have what we call as the helpful culture. The helpful culture is whereby organization emphasizes on customer service and helpfulness. That is the ability to give out a hand. So when you are giving out a hand, people can take that one as an advantage in order to be collect information from you. Then we also have what we call as the information silos. These are departments that don't communicate effectively, creating opportunities for deception. So you can easily be deceived from a given department because in the name of collecting information. Then we have what we call as pressure and deadlines, like the pressure and deadlines, they tend to create what we call as the high stress environments that reduce careful consideration of requests. For example, someone asks you, share your account number and your bank details, we want to send you the money through that. You are given a timeline or a time frame in which if you fail to fulfill that time frame or timeline, it means you will be locked out. So that is also another tool or another psychological tool that is being used to fetch information from you. Now, after that, we also have something known as the social engineering attack vectors. When you talk about the social engineering attack vectors, basically what we're trying to talk about here is we call them can be how the attack can be delivered. How is an attack delivered to any given channel? Mostly it comes through various channels, each with unique characteristics, advantages, and limitation. Now, the first one we are going to talk about is known as the phishing, that is email-based deception. This is a scenario in which, phishing remains the one of the most common and effective social engineering attack vector that uses email to deceive targets into revealing information or taking harmful actions. Now, phishing is categorized into various categories, whereby the first one we call it the mass phishing. Mass phishing is broad campaigns targeting many recipients with generic messages. People can be sending random messages to very many individuals. Take an example, maybe um, someone is somewhere and wants to scam you some money, and because maybe it's a period like now currently in our country we are experiencing a situation in which school will be closing very soon. So because schools will be closing very soon, it means parents will be sending fare for their children to come home. So there are people who will use that one as an advantage and share with you their own payment modes, requesting you that they pretend to be your children who are seeking or asking for fare to come home. So basically, if you do not verify the source of those information, it means you will have shared or been scammed money. I think in one or the other, we have been scammed several times. And if you are not able to detect the techniques that are being used to scam people, you will not be able to identify. You will end up losing your own money. So this one we call is the mash phishing. Then we have what we call as the spear phishing. Spear phishing is the target attacks using specific information about individuals or organizations. So they can pretend, for example, they are a certain company doing ABCD, so that because maybe there is a trust worth that you developed towards a given company, you will end up sharing your information with them. And by doing that, you'll be scammed or you will have exposed your vulnerability to them. Then we have what we call as the walling. Walling is a higher value attacks targeting executive and senior leadership. This is an attack that is based on you're attacking those in hierarchical authorities. They are the seniors within an institution, um, or the leadership level. So it means they focus on those particular individuals. Also, there is what we call as cloning. Cloning phishing is whereby uh, we a replica a replica of something is created, a replica of a given information is created, and replicating legitimate emails with malicious modifications. These ones sometimes they are not very easy to detect. You may think it's a given information. For example, you realize that you can receive a message in your email that your account has been tampered with. So what you do, that you need to change your password. By doing that, actually, you will be provided with a link that you'll click. And when you go ahead to click on that link, something will happen. You will be exposing yourself for imminent attacks. Then we have business email compromises. We call it the BEC, business email compromise. That is impersonating executive or vendors for financial fraud. So you are likely to encounter that more so in business environment, uh, the corporate world. You're likely to encounter this. So you need to be very aware, meaning in every scenario, wherever you receive any email from any particular individual, you need to verify, do a verification to confirm whether the information requested or the email is from a valid source. Others can pretend that you have won a lottery, or maybe it's a job opportunity, simply because maybe they know someone out there is looking for a job. So once you receive that kind of information that a job opportunity has come out, and you need to provide A, B, C, D, and pay certain amount for processing fee and so on and so forth, it means you're likely to lose your money, because they take the advantage of you being jobless, or they know that maybe you are seeking a promotion. So each and every person is looking for what we call as a green pasture out there, or high pay, especially when the inflation are going up. So basically, they'll ensure that they use something that they are 100% sure that people will fall into that trap. So common phishing objective is they create something like credential harvesting through fake login pages. We have malware delivery into malicious attachment or links. When the moment you click someone, it can be like a survey that is shared into your WhatsApp group, and then you click on a given link, or you're being asked to share it to maybe a 10 individual for you to be able to achieve a given reward. But at the end of the day, what are you doing? You are exposing your your information. Then we have information target through fake surveys. Actually, that is what I've mentioned. It can be a fake survey, so that the survey will seek to collect information from you. At the end of the day, you will share your own information. Then we have financial fraud through payment, the redirection and authorization. Someone can initiate a payment, then you'll go ahead and approve the payment. It means you'll end up losing the money. Then we also have something known as vishing. Vishing is a voice-based social engineering, is whereby they use telephone communication to manipulate targets, often combines with other attack vectors for increased effectiveness. Take an example. Someone will give you a call and tell you, I'm so and so, an IT department, from IT department in a given organization, and we are looking into your account. We have noticed A, B, C, D. Maybe you have not provided a given information. So basically what will happen, they will trick you to provide a given information, and by doing that you will end up giving out information without knowing. So basically what are they using? They are using voice. And what is the vishing techniques and applications? The vishing technique that is being used here, or is being leveraged here, is the immediacy and personal nature of voice communication, whereby it can come from technical support scam, that is impersonating IT support to gain system access or information. We have authority impersonation, claiming to be representative, executive, vendors, or external authorities. Also, we have what we call as the urgency creation, using time pressure to reduce careful consideration. And if they push you to give you a deadline of something like 30 minutes, they know within these 30 minutes you cannot be able to do a due diligence to confirm whether the one who was given the information is from a valid source. Also, we have what we call as the information verification, requesting confirmation of already known information to build up trust. So it means they are basically trying to fish information, or use the technique of phishing to gain information from you. So in this particular case, it means even when you receive a call from any given number, you need to counter check it out and check if it's from a valid source. Then we have something like there is something we known as the phishing advantages. is a real-time interaction. It allows for dynamic response to target reactions. So when you receive a call, definitely you'll say like, okay, this is the company calling me and I need to give out the information. And if you do not verify, you'll find yourself in a trap. Then we have voice communication can convey authority and urgency effectively. So if I give you a call, it means you'll be able to believe that actually this thing is true. It's really needed and urgently needed. So it means you can go ahead and provide. Then we have harder to document and analyze, compare or to written communication. So a voice call, like, you cannot be able to have time to go and maybe you analyze the concept that is being brought forward and trying to question it out. You know, it means they don't give you that room, because they're telling you this thing is very urgent. Go ahead, we want to contact other people because of ABCD. So at the end of the day, you will end up sharing your information, which will create harm to you in the long run. Okay. Then also there is here is an example. They can bypass email security controls and filters. But let me give you a practical example. For example, um, someone calls you and say, hi, this is Fred from IT security. We are seeing some unusual logging attempts to your account from an overseas location. Can you help me verify your identity so you can secure your account? So by just sending you that simple message, you have gone ahead to share your information out. By just providing in the name of verifying, you realize that you're sharing your information out, very sensitive data that shouldn't be shared. So you should also be aware of that. Then the last part of it for today is what we call as the smishing. Smishing talks about SMS-based attacks. SMS-based attacks is whereby it normally uses text messages to deliver social engineering attacks, taking advantage of the smishing characteristics of techniques. For example, urgency and brevity, short messages that create immediate pressure for action, or link redirection, short URLs that hide malicious destination. You should also be aware of that. Then we have service impersonation, claiming to represent banks, services, or employers. By doing that, what they are doing, they just send you an SMS, and because you'll begin engaging, it can be maybe a certain promotion. Someone is looking to asking you to participate into that promotion. At the end of the day, you find yourself into a trap whereby you are sharing out your information. Then we have also two-factor authentication bypass, while requesting SMS codes or authentication. And this is the common one. I think you have experienced scenarios in which someone will say, my WhatsApp was hacked because of ABCD. Kumbe, a message was shared to you, and you provided a code to them which gave them access to your account. Then from there, now they'll begin pretending that you are you who is in a given situation and you need urgent financial support. So by doing that, you realize that you have been hacked into, and then your account will be used, because they have to hide their identity. So they'll be using that to scam people and gain financial gain from these individuals. Now, smishing advantages as was something like high open rates compared to email, because they target you directly. You have mobile devices often have fewer security control, and then personal nature of SMS increases their trust. So they'll, if they use you as an account, they normally target your your contact list, or the people who know you. So the people who know you will know, this is our friend, he's in a situation, we can just chip in and offer the support. So by doing that, at the end of the day, they would have been scammed out there. So the key thing you need to do is take control of every thing. If you receive a contact and information, you need to do what we call as verification and confirmation of the source, so that you can be able to avoid being scammed. Stay alert every day, and just know that you're not safe out here in the digital space. You might be thinking you're safe, but in reality, you're not safe And most of these attacks, they come as very friendly ways. Others can be from friends, others can be from the corporate world where they know maybe this is a bank. They know you trust them and you can give them your information. So just take it that you're not safe out there. So you need to stay vigilant, you need to stay alert, ensure that each and every communication that seeks to you to verify given information, make sure you do a due diligence to do a verification to confirm whether the source or whoever is requesting for the information or the data that they want you to provide is from a valid source. If it's a valid source, you can go ahead and provide. But if it's from not from a source that is not valid, kindly stay away, leave it out. Don't get yourself into a mess. You can find yourself sharing a lot of information which is unnecessary, which later will be used to harm you. Thank you guys for watching again. Until the next time, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button, and help us grow as we continue sharing together about securities and the issues surrounding us. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice evening, have a nice morning, have a good day, have an enjoyable afternoon. Until next time, thank you.